anytime they want to do it, I'm here.
All right. All right, last but not least, I'll let you get out of here. Kevin has obviously revealed that all this is going to kind of end in Avengers Secret War. How do you think this will compare to Endgame? What do you think? What can you tell us? What can you tease us with?
Well, it's going to be hard to top Endgame, but if I know Kevin and I know Marvel, it's going to be pretty amazing. It'll be a big bang.
Yeah.
We'll go out with a big bang.
So what happens if David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, Kevin Feige-like person, actually turns out to be Kevin Feige? Now, this is not the first time that Kevin Feige has been rumored to leave Marvel Studios. He did nearly leave Marvel Studios years ago. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube Warstu here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, pop culture-based DC, Marvel, Godzilla, Kaiju-based videos we do on the daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications, and let me know. Is Kevin Feige leaving Marvel Studios after 2025, which would be after Secret Wars? I'm inclined to believe this if rumors are true. This has been circulating on the internet for the last few days. And also, if you could check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And check us out on Twitter sphere, WarstuG. Right, let's get into this. So, as we know, Kevin Feige is the industry standard when it comes to being an absolute don at overseeing everything. Kevin Feige is the current Marvel Studios president, and he's the architect behind the MCU alongside Bob Iger, Alan Horn, etc. But Bob Iger's gone now, and it's now Bob Chick. Oh, so apparently the actual reasoning is we don't actually know. So according to this report here, it seems Kevin Feige may be looking to move due to a disagreement with Disney's company CEO Bob Chick became head of Disney in 2020. Now, by all accounts, Kevin Feige was given large free reign of Marvel, but apparently there's been a massive disagreement. He's not getting creative control. He wants more money. Maybe it could be a frickin' ploy for more money. We don't know. And then it goes on to say this may be a situation in which Bob cooks the goose and then lays the golden eggs, Marvel's eggs, while no one is... Kevin Feige has an unparalleled track record. Now, Kevin Feige has grossed over $20 billion upon last 10 years with Marvel. The recent announced Secret Wars event is presumably Kevin Feige's attempt to recapture Marvel Studios' success, because although they are very successful, they've only really had one successful movie in the last few years, which was Spider-Man No Way Home. But realistically, that is a Sony Pictures movies. As with the new sharing arrangement with using Spider-Man, we don't know how much percent it is, but we believe it's somewhere between 25 and 30%. So your boy Kevin Feige could be going to DC. Really could. Multiple websites have been reporting this. Kevin Feige was ready to call it quit back in 2009, but he didn't. So could Kevin Feige be ready to pull after Avengers Secret Wars? We don't know, but there's multiple websites reporting this. This has been all over Twitter. According to Kevin Feige and his peers, Avengers Secret War can be far greater than any other movie. Sure it can, because you literally have all the villains, the X-Men, Galactus, the Living Tribunal, the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Warstu, X-Men, all going at each other. And the fact that Mark Ruffalo recently came out and said it's going to be a last hurrah or a last charade, it could possibly go down as one of the greatest comic book movies ever. So, would Kevin Feige call it quits on a high? Because most people like to finish on a high and not drag things out to the point where it gets ridiculous. I mean, there is people below Kevin Feige that do similar jobs, but could Kevin be looking for a way out after Secret Wars? I'm literally not making this up. Go to Google and type in Kevin Feige leaving Marvel, and there's, this is not the first case this has happened, or presumably wanted to happen, but multiple websites are reporting it. Kevin Feige almost left Marvel for DC, but could this be happening this time? I think this would be great, because when 2022, we're basing 2023, 2025, could Kevin Feige go over to DC and solidify his legacy in another comic book genre company? He sure could. As for the chances of Kevin Feige hopping over to DC with David Zaslav, I think the chances are very high, because Alan Horn is over there in a creative consultant based, I guess you could say, creative consultant role. He's overseeing the next 10 years, and Kevin Feige could jump ship because, as we know, Kevin Feige is a fan of pop culture. He's a big Star Wars fan, big DC fan. He's a fan of everything. So does he want his legacy to be just based around Marvel? I don't know. I really don't know. But it would be interesting if Kevin Feige jumped ship over to DC after Secret Wars. A lot of people wouldn't see that coming, although multiple times this has already been the case. There's always been reports of Feige, and to be honest, this is not the first time recently. I heard about Feige leaving the MCU about 3-4 months ago due to disagreements, not getting enough creative control. Basically, the CEO of Disney, Bob, getting involved. To be fair, I hate to say this, Disney has kind of gone downhill since Bob Iger left. They really have. Bob Iger putting Bob Chica in charge. It wasn't a good call. I don't think it was a good call. So I do believe this could be true because it's interesting. I know you could use this as an argument for and against. Why have they only revealed up to Avengers Secret Wars, which is 2025? Sure, they did announce Phase 5 and part of Phase 6. But why didn't they ever reveal the Eternity Wars, the Eternity Saga? When Disney have actually copyrighted a bunch of new sagas, why are they only telling us up to 2025? What are they hiding? I actually think it would be really interesting for the comic book world and the pop culture world if Kevin Feige did leave Marvel. Because then it would be a case of if Kevin Feige's legacy is that good that he's set everything up to a point where his understudies could take over and then they could still be somewhat successful, would be very interesting. It really would be. Obviously, DC's not the only place Kevin Feige could go to. He could go to Sony and try and do something with Sony franchises. He could go to, obviously, Star Wars, Lucasfilms. Or maybe he could take a higher role with Disney that would have to make him step away from overseeing every single Marvel project. The sky's the limit when you got as much talent as him. He could save Star Wars. He could save the DCEU instead of this whack line where The Rock goes, the power change in the DC hierarchy is about to change. Why? Because Shazam's about to own you, The Rock. The Shazam would own The Rock. The Shazam would. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Yeah, because David Zaslav just cancelled a movie that was already finished in post-production. It would be a hell of interesting if Kevin Feige did come over to DC in 2025 and save the DCEU. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. We're so close to 23,000 followers on Instagram out there. We really would appreciate me. And also follow us on Twitter, WarstuG. I'd love to hit 10,000 followers on Twitter this year, although that means literally nothing in the grand scheme of things. And also, let me know down below, is Kevin Feige likely to leave Marvel after Secret Wars, or is this just a ploy to get more money and get more creative control? Because at the end of the day, something's going on at Marvel. It's clear that the CEO, Bob, is getting involved with things because Phase 4 was pretty freaking whack, except for a few movies. So like always, guys, check us out everywhere you can with the hashtag Warstu and with the @Warstu. And I will catch ya in another video very soon. Catch ya later.